Hi, and happy Monday. I'm Janet Leonard, and I'm the founder and CEO of Virtual Instructor. And every Monday, I come to you at 11 a.m. Pacific with about 15 minutes of some sort of shortcut or tip or something like that. So today, we're going to talk about how to add video in PowerPoint. So let's go ahead, and I'm going to switch over to the website. If you like these 15-minute little shortcuts that I show you on Mondays, you can go to our website at virtualinstructor.com. And on the home page, you'll see this Monday live calendar. So this is where you can see what the next topics are. So I'll just click over there so you can see it. If you'd like to have an email reminder 1 hour before on Monday, so at 10 o'clock Pacific, then we'll send you out a little reminder of we're talking about. So today we're going to talk about adding videos to your PowerPoint presentations. Next Monday, I'm going to show you some tips and tricks for using graphics in Microsoft Word. And then the following Monday, we're going to talk about some animation. So I'll show you a little bit of animation today, but I'll go into greater detail of animation on the 18th. All right, enough of that. Let's pop over into PowerPoint. Now, what I've done is I've set it up so that I've got 3 different slides in here already. And I'm going to bring the same video in, one from my computer, and then I'll do one where I have a link to YouTube, and then I have another one where I have a link to Vimeo. So I've uploaded it a couple places. And then I want to show you the difference with that. So I'll start out with the My Computer one. So all you have to do is go to Insert. For any of these to insert a video, you'll go to Insert. Kind of makes sense, right? Anytime you want to insert something, usually go to the Insert tab. And then way over at the far right is the video. So I'm going to click on the drop down. And for this first one, I'm going to choose it from my device. So when I click on that, it happens to go to the folder I want. And this is just a video we took of some kittens we had back in 2010. And I'm going to insert that. I'll just move it down a teeny bit. So, and I'm going to tell it to stop giving me design ideas. All right, so here's the video from my device. Now I'll go to the next slide. Do basically the same thing. Go to Insert, go to Video, and this time I'm going to choose Online Videos. So if you want to bring a video in from online, you choose that option. And they show you some of the different ones you can use. Now, I happen to have my YouTube link here already, so I'm going to copy it. And so all you have to do is paste the link to your YouTube, choose Insert, and here it comes. There it is. Now it came in a lot smaller, but I could resize it, but I'll just leave it at this size for now. So this is it coming in from YouTube. And then I also uploaded it to Vimeo. So I'll show you what that looks like. So I'm going to go back over to the video or the Vimeo slide, go to Insert, go to Video, and then I'll choose Online Videos. And this time I'll bring it in from Vimeo. And I'll paste that link here, insert it. And you can see it comes in a little bit larger from Vimeo than it did from YouTube. All righty, now let's go back over to the My Computer one. And with these videos, when you bring a video in, there are some options to format it. So I'm going to click out of here for 1 second. If you look up on your ribbon, you don't see anything that has anything to do with the video yet. But if I click on here, now I have video format and playback. So as long as I've selected a video, I have these 2 extra options here. Now, if I go to format, you'll notice that you have some options that if you've worked with graphics at all, you might recognize this. I'm going to click on this drop down and I'm just going to change the shape of my video to be this option here. So that looks pretty cute, right? Now, let's do the same thing for YouTube. I'm going to select it. And I could make this bigger, but I'll just keep it small for you. Notice I've got video format. I'm going to do exactly the same thing. And then I'm going to go to Vimeo and do exactly the same thing. There's a reason I'm doing this. I want to show you something. And you could do other options too, but I just want to show you this. All right, I'm going to go back to the first one. Now, I'm not going to play through this entire video, but I want you to see what happens. We're going to go up to slideshow. And on the slideshow, I'll go to the current slide. Well, I'll go to the beginning. Now, I didn't actually set this up to play automatically yet, but we'll see that in a second. Now I'm going to go to the next slide As soon as I try to go to the next slide, it did actually activate this little video. So I'll stop it. I'll go to the YouTube one. But do you see how, even though I applied that I wanted it to be, a different format, YouTube overwrites that. Now I'll move to the next one. It starts that. And then see how I've got the YouTube stuff coming in. So this is a YouTube one. And now I'm going to go to the Vimeo. And same thing, just like the YouTube one, even though I tried to format it to have a different look, Vimeo took over and brought it in as the original format. But now I have the options that are from Vimeo. Alrighty, now I'm not going to really do anything with those. So we're just going to now play with the one that came in from my computer, because that one I can do a lot more than if I just bring it in from some outsourced other source like YouTube or Vimeo. All right, I'm going to hit escape, and that gets us out of the slideshow mode. And we're just going to focus on this one now. So I'm just going to, in fact, I'll just delete these so they don't get in the way. So I'll right click and just choose delete. Now we'll just play with this one. So here, this is kind of cute. And if you notice, one of the things I didn't show you, I'm going to go back to insert video, is you can bring in stock videos that Microsoft shows or loads up for you. So I'm going to click on stock videos. And since I have kittens in here, I'm just going to type in cats. And then we've got this little cat here. So I'm going to bring this cat in, and it came in from the stock video. So I can make modifications to this one as well. It's just if it's bringing it in from an outside source like YouTube or Vimeo, some of the formatting that I show you most likely won't be available. You certainly can try it. It's just if that particular site overrides it, then you can't use that. Okay, so I brought this little video in. Now here's something that's kind of fun. I have this selected, but I don't need all this extra stuff here. So while I have it selected, remember we have the video format and you have the crop option. So I can crop it because I don't really need to see all that. I'm going to crop it over here and crop it over here. And now that doesn't affect the original video, but it does affect it here. By the way, if you ever mess it up, you could always go back to the reset and reset it to whatever it was before, or its original with its size. I'm going to keep it this way. And then I'm going to go back over, and instead of using some of these options, I'm going to come up to the video shape, and I can choose whatever shape I want. I'm going to choose this circle, make it more of a circle. You can kind of resize it if you want. And then just to show you some other things, you can go over to the border, or you have other video effects. So I could give it a shadow if I wanted to. I could go over and I could make the soft edges if I wanted more soft edges around that. So you can do some kind of fun things with that. Alrighty, so now we have two videos in here, right? And I'm just going to do a quick show you how to run. I'm going to go to slideshow and run it just so you see for a second. So when it first comes up, now one of them starts running right away, but the other one didn't. So this is where animation comes into play. And in 2 weeks, I'm going to go into greater detail on animation. But when it comes to the videos, I'm going to show you some little tricks. So I'll hit escape to go back over into the design portion of PowerPoint. Now, if I go up to the animation tab, we want to turn on animation pane. When I click on that, see how it gives you this little animation pane? So it puts in these triggers as well. I'm going to go ahead and click here and choose remove and remove, because I have them up here too. And then when you click over to this, each one of these, you get a little drop down. I'm going to tell it, so this says play with previous, which means it's going to start right away. And see how it says 0 here and it says 0 there. So that's how you kind of match it up. And then this says 1, and then this 1 is with this one. So I'm going to click on this drop down, and I'm going to say play with previous, because I want them to both play at the same time. All right, now let's test it out. We'll go back over to slideshow and go from beginning. And now see how we have both of the videos running at the same time. So yeah, they were really cute little kitties, weren't they? Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and hit escape. And whoops, and then we're back over here. Now, another thing you might want to do is you might want to be able to add audio. So I happen to have downloaded some audio. So I'm going to go back to insert, and there's audio. So I'm going to bring up audio, and I happen to have it on my PC. You could record audio too. but I'm just going to use, this is just kind of a famous song. All righty, now notice the little icon here. This tells us that we have audio. You could move it anywhere you want it, but I'm going to keep it right here so you see what's going on. And now I'm going to go ahead and play it. So I'm going to go to slideshow and go from the beginning. And you notice that you see this little speaker thing, and it doesn't start right away. But if I click on it, then we start to get a little bit of music. Okay. Now I'm going to turn that off for now. Okay. And we turn it off. So I'm going to hit escape. Now, I don't want that to show, but I do want the music to start right away. So all you have to do is select this, and notice now we've got something over here. So these two are zeros because they start automatically when this slide is shown. And then this one is a 1, which if we look at this says, oh, don't start that until I click on it. So I want it to start right away as well. So now all 3 of these will start immediately. But one other thing, I don't want to see this. I just want it to start, right? So if you click on it, and notice now you have audio format and playback. So I'll go to audio format, and then, whoops, I went to the wrong place, playback. And do you see there's this thing that says hide during show? So I'm going to click on that. And now we'll go back over to slideshow one more time, go to the beginning. I don't know if you're going to hear this. It's not super loud, but there you go. So we have the audio and the video all going at once. Okay, now one last thing, and then we'll wrap it up. I'm going to go ahead and escape. And when we take a look at this, if I click on the video itself, notice as I hover my mouse pointer over here, you can kind of see how far it is. And so I can see at the end, this video's about a minute, almost a minute, 56 seconds. Now I'm going to go ahead and click on the audio. And if I go toward the end, you see it's like 5 minutes, 5:30. So I don't need this to go as long as that. Maybe I just want it to start at the beginning. So what I can do is while we have that selected, we can go back up to here, which is the audio, the playback. And you see there's this little trim thing. So you can click on trim and it brings up the audio. So then I could trim it back down. So it's only about a minute and 57 seconds or so. And we'll go about right there. There you go. Choose OK. And now I've trimmed that audio. And by the way, you can do the same thing for video. So if I clicked on the video, go back to play, and then you could go to trim there, and you could trim it as well if you wanted to. So there's quite a few other things that you can do, but this is kind of a fun thing you can do to get started working with video. So main thing to remember, if you bring the video in yourself, then you have more formatting options than you do if you bring in video from an external source like YouTube or Vimeo. And I'll show you one more fun thing. While we've got this one selected, we'll go back over to video format. And do you notice you've got corrections? So I'll click on this and watch as I hover over the different corrections. So in case it was too bright or not bright enough, notice how you can actually change that on the video. I'm going to leave it the way it was, but you can also colorize it. So maybe I decide I want it more black and white, or maybe more of a sepia, or I want it blue, yellow. So you can make whatever kind of changes you want. That's kind of fun. And this poster frame is where you can pick whichever frame you say you want to have. If it's not starting immediately, that will be the first frame that people see. So that's what they mean by a poster frame. All right, so we're going to do one last time, and we'll go from the beginning. And then you can see here we have 2 videos playing simultaneously and some music along with it. All right, well, thank you so much for attending this live. I'm going to switch back over. Thanks for attending this Monday Live. I hope that this gave you some ideas of different things that you can do with video in PowerPoint. And we actually do have some classes if you're interested in doing PowerPoint with video. And okay, thank you. Hey, nice to see you, Terry. And have a wonderful rest of your day. And hopefully have fun working with video in PowerPoint. Only thing is, remember, it's a little limited if you're bringing it in from an external source. Thanks. See you next Monday. Bye.